Hello, hello. How are you today? Ooh. It's Monday the 24th. Actually, it's not the 24th as I'm doing this. It's actually the 17th, but I'm posting this on the 24th. I'm trying to do my videos in advance. It's a very snowy day, and I'm very productive today, and I just wanted to say that. Yesterday I had written a bunch of scripts and prepared myself for today. Today started off kind of a bad day. Um, I thought that it was going to be like kind of a dreadful day, but it's turning out to be kind of a productive, good day. I just needed to kind of get on the ball and start doing things. So let's get to the point. Let's get into the beef of it. Um, I have so many books that I'm reading, and my problem is that I it can become quickly derailed if I turn to my phone and I start scrolling on social media, and social media is a killer. So to limit that, I have taken steps to turn back to reading and reclaiming my experience of books. Always good. First is that I have books on my phone, such as the Kindle app. Let me show my phone. I have the Kindle app on my phone, as well as the Libby app with audiobooks. I also have a Librio FM subscription, and I do have a couple books left over from Audible that I could listen to as well. So I have audiobooks that I could turn to. I'm trying to read James right now on my audiobook, and I'm having trouble with it, but um, it's a good book. I'm not in the mood for an audiobook right now. Um, but that way, if I'm turning to something, I'm turning to a book on the app. But wait, Laurie, you say, I thought physical books were superior to digital books. And with that, I would agree. But there are times when I reach for my phone, there's this allure of technology pulling me in. And during those times, to negate the power of social media over me, I have books on my phone to reduce the amount of social media that I get involved with. So if I'm reaching for my phone, instead of reaching for social media, which happens to be something that I will do, um, that pull my phone in, um, I'm redirecting myself back to something more substantial and fulfilling that isn't going to be hours of doom scrolling and feeling bad by the end of it. And sure, digital books are inferior to print books, but there are convenient reasons for having them. And I do appreciate them when I do have them, as well as audiobooks. And I use all three when they're convenient for specific purposes. And I think it has to do with moderation. You know, um, Reading digital books, reading audiobooks, um, you know, those are accessibility things as well. If you use those things for accessibility, nobody's going to fault you for those. Um, but I don't need to read those for accessibility reasons. Although, do I? I don't know. For me, I'm disabled, so there is a certain amount of accessibility with those. But it's not the same as like a blind person or somebody who has, um, a learning disability that needs to use speech or text to speech to understand what is like comprehensive skills. But for me, I use it as a way of because I experience burnout, um, using accessibility apps to keep myself motivated to read, or when I'm too tired to read, I will use that to read. Uh, so the second thing that I do is I limit the number of social media apps that I'm on, which honestly is just good for mental health purposes anyway. I deleted the Instagram app, which I get emails every single day about what I'm missing on the Instagram app. I'm filling up my Google inbox using all $2.99 of my Google uh, Google email. I, I don't even delete them anymore, but I get so many emails about what you're missing on Instagram with people who haven't posted. I know haven't posted in years. It's so funny. My Facebook is disabled. I have Messenger now, and I only have a Blue Sky, Reddit, which I check sparingly, and a Pinterest account, and this YouTube account. I have another YouTube account, my Bucha Baby account. Um, I think the only two that I check with regularity are Blue Sky and YouTube. And even then, I have my Google account set to turn off capture history. So it's not even capturing my watch history on my YouTube account. So I think I'm part of a lawsuit right now that Google did my captured part of my history when it wasn't supposed to. Anyway, I'm wary of using Blue Sky too much because it's an algorithm that listens to my phone calls. And I can tell because it has bots that repost content quite regularly. I'm not sure to what purpose, but I don't trust Blue Sky as much as I should. Um, yeah, and Hank Green did a video about that where he was talking about there's AI bots that are doing something with public opinion on Blue Sky, and he's not sure to what end. Hang on a sec. Okay. Sorry, my cat was bugging me for treats. Uh, the third thing I do is that I do a nightly routine to get myself ready for bed, which starts with a night meditation around 5 to 6 p.m. Then I have dinner. Then I'll start reading at night. I don't turn on the TV. I don't usually watch television, or sometimes I'll watch a movie. I'll go to the movies, but usually not. I try not to turn on my phone unless it's to look at a book. But there's several hours every night just dedicated to reading. Sometimes social media, but not usually. I'm usually successful. I wrote that I signed up for Skillshare, but I actually canceled that because I didn't really get a whole lot out of Skillshare. Um, so I'm not sponsored. I just didn't get a whole lot out of Skillshare, so I canceled Skillshare yesterday. I was like, this is just not this is not an app for me. I'm too knowledgeable for Skillshare. You can learn most of what you learn on Skillshare for somewhere else. Personally, it's kind of a scam. Personally, but really, um, it is about setting myself up for success, and that's what this is about. And I think what also helps is having books that I want to read at night. I think that's why I get into reading slumps in the past is because I'm a mood reader and I look at all my books and think none of these books appeal to me, and I'll feel overwhelmed by the act of reading after a while because I've gone through the hard. I've been going hard on the act of reading. And that's where, you get assistive reading or audiobooks because they help me read when I feel like I can't physically or have the ability to read the word on the page, but I feel like I want to read a book. Have you ever had that feeling where you're like, I want to read, but I can't physically look at a book and actually sit down and read a book? Like, I've just got that ennui. It's like usually I turn to doom scrolling to fill that void where I have a sense of burnout when it comes to life, maybe a sense of feeling overwhelmed by the world or news or life in general, and picking up a book is hard. But then I have an audiobook or on the Kindle app, they have the assistive reader, and I'll just let it read to me, and I can get through that book a lot easier by having it read to me. But having it read to me through the assistive reader or having an audiobook read to me is comforting in a way. I think the reason why it feels so cozy to curl up in bed, listen to an audiobook, and try not to fall asleep to it is because it's like being as though one were a child again and reclaiming that experience. It's like it's okay in my experience to have an audiobook read to me until I fall asleep because I'm enjoying it thoroughly to get out of that experience and I feel like I'm reparenting myself. Sort of like reading a bedtime story, but it's like adult book, literary fiction. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being an adult and having someone read to you to lay down and go to sleep. I think that's reclaiming the experience. That's what it feels like to me. I know that people get down about audiobooks not being actual books, but I'm for whatever you can get through the experience of reading. And I just started to allow myself the use of ability of accessibility tools. And I found that I was able to get through more books because it bridged the gap for me because it helped me when I was feeling tired and couldn't physically pick up a book. Anyway, that's all I have for you. However, you read books is better than doom scrolling on social media. And I hope that this inspires you to close your YouTube window now. Go pick up a book or maybe read an article today. Maybe read some newspapers today, read your local newspaper. Much love to you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you to my Patreon subscribers, Lyndon and Donnie. Thank you so much for subscribing. I do appreciate you so much. We've been having so much fun on Patreon, and I post so much content over there. Are you gonna bite me as I do all of this, Clarity? Are you just gonna steal the show, Clarity? My cat is attacking me as he just wants to attack me right now. He's demanding more treats. He's the proletariat and I am the bourgeoisie and he is coming for me. Um look at this. Look at this. This communist cat is coming for he he says, "Give up the treats. Nobody gets hurt." He's starting his podcast. Anyway, subscribe to my Patreon. Thanks to Donnie and Lyndon. It's only $1, only a buck. Helps get my cat treats. Pay for my cat treats. Subscribe to my Patreon. Get Larity more treats. Larity would appreciate it. Oh, go on. Um, uh, um, I also put content if you're a free member because you can subscribe to my Patreon for free. I put free content on there for all members on there regularly. So just if you want to join my Patreon and get some of the free content that I put on there, feel free to subscribe. Anyway, there's no barrier to entry. Um, if you just want to keep up with what I'm doing, um, sometimes I post free content on there. Uh, so if you're curious about what I'm up to and you want to know what's happening with me, sometimes I post free content. Um, so thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.